What is the most important advice you could give a writer?
That's difficult because I mean I take it seriously, advice, but there are several different pieces of advice. Really, you learn from models and you analyze them, you study them, you analyze them very closely. So one thing at a time. You don't just sort of read the paragraph and say, oh, that really flows, That's good. You say what kind of adjectives, how many, what kind of nouns, how long are the sentences, what's the rhythm. You pick it apart, and that's very helpful. Another thing I would say is to be very patient. So, and even patient with chaos. You have this beginning and that beginning and that beginning, and you're just worried and unhappy. But I wouldn't worry too much. I think it is a little chaotic. It's not neat. You don't start something and finish it, and there you go, and then start another thing and finish it. I would also say, but it helped me a great deal. Not everybody keeps a notebook by any means. Some writers somehow keep it all in their heads and bring it out when they need it. But I always keep notebooks, and it takes some of the tension and the worry away, because if you write it down, it may just be a note. It doesn't have to be the beginning of anything. And it also means that when you want to work on a piece of writing, you can go back to the notebook, and I have this beginning or that idea and this. So it makes it more relaxing. I don't ever start with a blank page. Maybe I did when I was trying to write these short ones. I did at that time. I said 2 a day, and So I had a blank page then, but I never do that anymore. And the last piece of advice going out into the world would be, don't ever cave into the pressure of publishers, or agents who say, well, you've written a nice book of stories, but we need a novel now, And if you're not a novel writer, don't feel you have to write a novel. So do what you want to do, and don't worry if it's a little odd or doesn't fit the market,
Thank you so much.